These are instructions on how to use the trucker calculator. On the top of the page, you have 5 different tabs: the Profile Setup tab, the Load Manager tab, the Calculator tab, the Dashboard tab, and the Break Even tab. In the Edit Profile section, you will enter your profile information, your profile name, and the average miles that you run weekly. Under this, you have 2 types of cost: monthly fixed cost and weekly fixed cost. Under your monthly cost, if you pay monthly cost, you will enter in your truck payment, trailer payment, and cargo insurance. And then you will enter in your ELD fees. If you have bobtail insurance or paid monthly, you will enter that in. If you have paper processing or other fees monthly, you will enter that in. And other monthly fixed cost. Now, you have your weekly fixed cost. If you have any truck, trailer, cargo insurance weekly, you will enter that. If you have any weekly ELD, you will enter that. Your bobtail insurance weekly, paper processing weekly, and other weekly fixed cost. Now, you will go to the variable cost. In this section, you will enter all your variable cost: your fuel price per gallon, your loaded average miles per gallon, your unloaded average miles per gallon. Also, you will have to enter your DEF price per gallon or the average, your DEF tank capacity, and your miles per DEF tank average. We recommend, if you don't know this equation, use between 2,000 to 2,200 miles. Under this, you will enter your driver and carrier fees, your driver pay per loaded mile, your driver pay per unloaded mile, and your carrier fees. Now you will go to the bottom of the page and update profile. Once you update your profile, you should be on the Load Manager tab. On the top of the Load Management tab, it will illustrate total loads, total revenue, total miles, and your average rate per mile. As you see in your load details, you have all the descriptions of your loads with your load name, the revenue from that load, the amount of loaded miles, the amount of empty miles, total miles, your average rate per mile. Now, when you first set up this, all will be blank, so you would have to select the blue button. This will add a load, and as you get loads throughout the week, you would add another load after you've added all your loads. You will go to the Calculator tab. Now on the top of the Calculator tab, you will see Profile Overview. Here will be your weekly miles average, the total loads you put into the Load Manager, and the total revenue. On the bottom of the tab, you will see there's an overview of your profit calculations where it lists your total revenue, your total expenses, your net profit after you have paid your driver, and your profit margin. You would now push the blue Calculate Profitability button. Once you push Calculate Profitability button, it will display your profit dashboard. On this profit dashboard will be your total revenue, your total expenses, fixed and variable cost, your carrier fees, your total driver pay, and your net profit. Your net profit and your total driver pay are actually all the money that go into the truck and our business, and it will display your profit margin. Below the profit dashboard is the cost breakdown per mile. This will list analysis of all of your cost: your fixed cost per mile, your fuel cost per mile, your death cost per mile, your driver pay per mile, and your carrier fee per mile. Under this will be listed your total cost plus your driver pay plus your carrier fee. This number will be the amount that you need to make per mile in order to break even. Now on the bottom of this tab is your load profitability analysis. This is a comprehensive breakdown of where all your revenue and your fees and costs are going. As you see, you have your revenue, your total cost, your net profit, your profit margin, your profit per mile, and the status. Your status shows if you're profitable or you're at a loss for that load. This should be analyzed very meticulously. On the bottom of the page, it has your key insights. It shares with you the total loads that are analyzed, the profitable loads, the loss-making loads, and the average profit per mile. Next to this are the recommendations explaining to you what are the methods that you can use in order to make your profit margin greater. The next tab is the break-even tab, and on this tab shows you your weekly break-even analysis. Above break-even, your break-even amount, how many miles you have to travel per week to break even, your break-even revenue for the week. Under this is your progress to break even. It shows you what's the percentage you have towards breaking even, your weekly fixed cost, and your contribution margin per mile. Under this is your scenario planning. This is where you can analyze different rate and mileage scenarios. You can enter your target rate per mile and your target monthly miles. Once you type this in, you will select the Calculate Scenario blue button, and it will show you the profitable scenario results. If you don't like the results you get, you go back in and retype in your target rate per mile and your target monthly miles, and it will recalculate those results. Under this are the actionable recommendations. These are recommendations to help you become more profitable. We hope you enjoyed the introduction to the Trucker Calculator. If you have any questions, email help@thetrackercalculator.com.